The case you're about to see is fictional, but the jury is made up of members of the public who will assess the evidence and deliver their own verdict at the end of the programme. On March the 28th of this year, Miss Mary Freebody's cat was savaged and killed by Bang, an Alsatian dog belonging to her next-door neighbour, Major Basil Eccleston. A week later, on the 4th of April, meat ordered by the Ecclestons was delivered to the outside safe of their house. That evening, Major Eccleston took from the safe some liver for his dog. The dog ate a portion of the liver, was instantly thrown into violent convulsions, and died. The contents of its stomach were analysed and found to contain a massive amount of cyanide of potassium. A tin of wasp exterminator containing a high proportion of cyanide was found in Miss Freebody's shrubbery, half empty. The Major made to the police an accusation of attempted murder against Miss Freebody, maintaining that she had had the intention of killing not only his dog, but himself. A police investigation has led to her being charged, and now she stands trial at the Crown Court in Colchester.
During the afternoon of April the 4th.
Club, bridge, every Friday, as was well known to my neighbour.
Quite so. Your wife was at home, I think?
Migraine in her room.
Yes. And you returned when?
6:30.
May we have the order of events from then on, Major?
I had a drink, listened to the wireless. At 7 o'clock, I went to the safe to get the dog's food.
Yes, the safe, where is it?
In the outside wall by the back door. It's a two-doored safe. You can open it inside from the pantry. The butcher uses the outside door, as could anyone else. It's opposite her bathroom window and her side door, and her gate into the right-of-way, and my gate into the right-of-way. She could have got to it in a matter of seconds.
Quite so, Major. We shall come to that presently. Now, did you use the inside door of the safe to the pantry when you got the dog's liver?
Yes, I did.
Yes. Major, can you describe the wrapping at all? Did you happen to notice it?
As a matter of fact, I did. It was 2 or 3 layers of the Daily Telegraph.
Good. So you removed the liver from the safe, and then?
I unwrapped the liver, put it in the dog's dish, and took it down to the kennel.
The dog being tied up?
Certainly.
And then?
Put it down in front of him.
How many pieces?
2, all there was. Only gave him liver on Fridays, other nights doggy bits and yaps, Sundays a bone.
What are doggy bits and yaps?
I understand they are proprietary canine foods, my lord. Yes, Major, so you put the dish before the dog, and?
He swallowed part of one piece.
Yes.
Well, it happened at once. Terrible contortions, convulsions, agony. My God, I've seen some terrible things in my time, but nothing like that. And it was my dog, sir. It was Bang, my dog, my faithful old Bang.
Yes, a most painful experience, Major, and one is sorry to revive it. Mercifully, it was soon over, wasn't it?
Nothing merciful about it, sir. A spiteful, deliberate murder brought about by a filthy-minded, vindictive old cat.
Cat, you dirt! What other word?
I do so advise it, madam. Cat is what I said, and cat is what I meant.
If there is any repetition of this grossly improper behaviour, I shall treat it as contempt of court. Do you understand?
Great provocation, very great.
Now, what is that? Speak up.
I apologize, my lord.
So I should hope.
My lord, Major Eccleston, I want you to tell his lordship and the jury what happened after the death of the dog.
My wife came down. At my suggestion, she telephoned for Dr. Swale.
Why not a veterinary surgeon?
I have no opinion of the local vet, my lord.
I see.
Besides, there was my wife.
Your wife, Major Eccleston?
She was upset. He gave her a pill. I had a drink.
I see. Scolding?
Go on, please, Major.
Dr. Swale took away the remaining portion of the liver to be analyzed. And he also removed the body.
Was there any other event before or at about this time which may have any bearing on the matter?
Certainly.
Well, please tell the court what it was, Major.
That woman, the accused, bathroom window overlooks my premises. It has a Venetian blind. She's in the habit of spying on us through the slats. I distinctly saw them. The slats, I mean, open in one place.
And when did you see this?
Immediately after Dr. Swale left. She had watched the whole performance and gloated over it.
You are here to relate what you have observed, Major, not what you conjecture.
My lord.
Now, had anything occurred in the past to make bad blood between you and the defendant?
Yes.
What was it?
A cat.
A what?
She had a cat, my lord. A mangy brute of a thing.
Lies, lies. My cat was an animal.
Yes, well, never mind what sort of cat it was. Yes, Major?
About a week earlier, it strayed into my garden at night. Not for the first time. Always doing it, yowling and digging. Drove my dog frantic. Naturally, he broke his tether, tore it away with part of the kennel.
And then?
Ask yourself.
But I'm asking you, you know.
Made short work of poor pussy, eh?
Miss Freebody! Miss Freebody! You must be silent.
Don't you dare!
Mr. O'Connor, would you speak to your client, please, and explain?
Certainly, my lord. Look, Miss Freebody, I don't
Now,
want to
what were the
tell you
results of the cat's demise?
She kicked up a dust.
In what way?
Waylaid my wife. Went to the police, wrote letters, threatened to do me in.
And did you keep any of these letters?
The last one. Burnt the rest, about 5 altogether.
Yes. My lord, may the Major be shown Exhibit 2, please. Now, is that the letter which you retained, Major?
Yes, it is.
It reads, members of the jury, "This is my final warning. Unless your brute is destroyed within the next 3 days, I shall take steps to ensure that justice is done not only upon it, but upon yourself. Neither you nor it is fit to live. Take warning, M.E. Freebody." Now, you received this letter when, Major?
1st of April.
Silence in court.
Can you describe the nature of the letters you'd received before this one, Major?
Same thing. Threats.
To you personally?
Saying that my dog ought to die, and that if I didn't act smartly, we both would.
Yes, and it was after the death of the dog and in consideration of these circumstances that you decided to go to the police?
Certainly. Decided that she meant business and that I was at risk personally. My wife persuaded me to act.
Thank you, Major Eccleston.
Major Eccleston, would you describe yourself as a hot-tempered man?
I would not.
Major Eccleston, during the 5 years that you've lived in Peascale, you've quarrelled violently with your landlord, your late doctor, the secretary of your club, your postman and your butcher, have you not?
I have not quarrelled violently with anyone, sir. When I encounter stupidity, impertinence, and downright inefficiency, I make known my objections, that is all.
It's to the tune of threatening the postman with a horsewhip and your butcher's boy with an Alsatian dog.
I refuse to stand here. Listen to this kind of nonsense.
What is all this, Major? Are you eating something?
I suffer from duodenal ulcers, my lord. I've taken a capsule.
Very well.
Major Eccleston, was the liver the only thing in the safe that evening?
No, it wasn't. Stuff for a mixed grill on Fridays. Chops, kidneys, sausages, that sort of thing.
Yes, and these have been delivered with the dog's meat that afternoon?
Yes, they have.
Did you have your mixed grill?
Good God, no. No fear. Chucked it out. Destroyed it. Great mistake, as I now realize. Poisoned like the other, not a doubt of it. The whole lot intended for me.
And what about Mrs. Eccleston?
Vegetarian.
I see. Can I have the list of complaints, please? Thank you. Major Eccleston, is it true, apart from my client, there have been 5 other complaints about the character and behaviour of your dog?
The dog was perfectly docile, unless provoked. They baited him.
And is it not the case that you've received 2 warnings from the police to keep your dog under proper control? I beg your pardon?
Balderdash.
Yes, you are under oath, Major. Have you received 2 such warnings from the police?
Yes, I have.
Thank you, Major.
Dr. Swale, you were called into the Elms on the evening of the 4th of April, were you not?
Yes. Mrs. Eccleston rang me up and she sounded so upset that I went round.
Yes. And what did you find when you got there, Doctor?
Major Eccleston's in the yard, near the dog kennel, with the alsatian's body at his feet.
And Mrs. Eccleston?
She was standing nearby. She suffers from migraine, and this business with the dog hadn't done anything to help her. I took her back out to a room, had a look at her, and gave her one of the Stemtril tablets I'd prescribed.
And then?
I rejoined the Major downstairs.
Yes.
Yes, he, of course, realised the dog had been poisoned, and he asked me as a personal favour to get an analysis of what was left of the liver the dog had been eating and of the contents of the dog's stomach. I arranged this with the pathology department of the General Hospital.
Oh, yes, we've heard evidence of that. Massive quantities of potassium cyanide were found.
Yes.
Yes. And did you subsequently discuss with Major Eccleston the possible source of this cyanide?
Yes.
Now, Dr. Swale, were you shown any letters by Major Eccleston?
Yes, from the defendant. I remember in particular the one that said that his dog ought to die, and if he didn't act smartly, they both would.
And what view did you take of these letters, Doctor?
Oh, a very serious one. They threatened his life.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Dr. Swale.
Dr. Swale, you've known the Ecclestons for some time, haven't you?
Yes.
In fact, you are close friends.
I've known them for some years.
Would you consider Major Eccleston a reliable sort of person where personal judgments are concerned?
I don't follow you.
Really? Well, let me put it another way. If antagonism had developed between Major Eccleston and another person, would you consider his attitude towards them to be a sober, fair and balanced one?
Well, under such circumstances, there are very few people, I think, of whom that could be said.
Yes, well, I'm suggesting that at the time we are speaking of, a feud developed between Major Eccleston and Miss Freebody, and his attitude towards her was intemperate and wholly biased. Well, Doctor?
I think that's putting it rather strongly.
Do you? Indeed. Thank you, Doctor.
Well, you may leave the witness box, Dr. Swale.
You are Thomas Tidwell, butcher's assistant of the West End Butchery, 8 Park Street, Peascale, near Fulchester.
Yeah.
Yes. On Friday, the 4th of April, did you deliver 2 packets of meat at the Elms, No. 1, Sherwood Grove?
Yeah.
Describe them, if you please.
Eh?
How were they wrapped?
In paper.
Yes, of course. But what sort of paper?
Eh?
Were they wrapped in brown paper, or were they wrapped in newspaper?
One of each.
Thank you. Now, did you know, for instance, the contents of the newspaper parcel? What was in it?
Liver.
And how did you know that?
It was bloody, wasn't it? Liver's bloody. Bleed through anything. I seen it, didn't I? Bled through the comics.
Are you chewing something, Tidwell?
Yeah.
Remove it.
You're sure of this, are you? The wrapping was a page from a comic publication, was it?
That's what I said, didn't I? I seen it, didn't I?
Yes, and if I tell you that Major Eccleston says that the liver was wrapped in sheets from the Daily Telegraph, what would you say?
Once his head red, or else he was squiffy.
Yes, very good, very good. Now, will you tell the court how you put the parcels away?
Well, like I always done, I opened the safe door, banged them in, didn't I?
Anything at all unusual happen during this visit?
No.
You left by the side gate into the right-of-way, didn't you?
That's right.
Yes, well, this would bring you face-to-face with the side wall of Miss Freebody's house. Now, did you notice anything unusual about it?
Well, nothing unusual.
What you might call a regular occurrence. She was snooping through the blind. Through the slats, know what I mean? Nosy, she's always had it.
And did you do anything about it?
Well, just for giggles.
Yes. Did Miss Freebody react in any way?
Was scarpered.
Yes. And why should she spy on you, do you think?
Me? Oh, not me. I reckon she was waiting for the boyfriend.
What do you mean,
The boy-
you impertinent
That's
boy? How
right.
dare you say such a thing?
pardon
a
me.
boyfriend? What did he say?
Yes, well, I don't think we need concern ourselves with any visitor the accused may or may not have been expecting.
Not
What is all this about, Mr. Goldie?
I'm afraid it's beyond me, my lord. Some sort of bucolic joke, I imagine. That is all I have to ask this witness, my lord.
Stay where you are, if you please.
Mr. Tidwell, when a moment ago you said not her, but her, to whom did you refer?
It's well known, isn't it? He's Mrs.
Mrs. Eccleston.
That's right, every Friday, regular as clockwork.
What is as regular as clockwork?
He is dropping in on her.
Who is?
Him is well known, a doctor.
I demand an explanation, death and damnation. What the...
Sit down.
For the last time, Major Eccleston, I warn you that unless you behave with propriety, I shall hold you to be in contempt of court and put you into custody. Now, Mr. Goldie.
My lord, I can only apologise. Major Eccleston, I want you to make a formal apology to his lordship. Now, I want to do that? Yes, now. Go on.
Being under orders to do so, I apologise for any misconduct of which I may have been unwittingly guilty.
Very well. Now sit down. Mr. O'Connor.
Now, Mr. Tidwell, you've just said that you know positively that Dr. Swale visited Major Eccleston's house after you left.
Of course I do.
How do you know?
I seen him, didn't I?
So what time was this?
3:30.
Would you describe where you were and precisely how you saw Dr. Swale, please?
Well, I'm on my bike in the lane, ain't I? And I bike past his car just as he's getting out of it, isn't he? So I round the corner, park my bike, and go back and look through the back window of the car just as he's turning into the right of way.
Well, go on.
Well, it's like I seen him other Fridays. Hello, 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 I says. At it again. So I nips up to the turning into the right of way, strolls up very natural and easy, just as he's going in by the garden gate. And letting himself in by the back door, carrying his little black bag, very much at home. No excuse me's, oh dear.
And then?
I returns to business, don't I? Back to the shop and first with a nose.
Thank you, Mr. Tidwell.
Did you notice the accused's bathroom window whilst you were engaged on this highly distasteful piece of espionage?
How does the chorus go?
I beg your pardon?
I don't get you.
While you were spying on Dr. Swale, could you and did you notice Miss Freebody's bathroom window?
Oh, no, I get you, Squire. Yeah, well, I've seen it and her snooping as per through the blind.
Yes. Now, Dr. Swale carried his professional bag, I think you said?
That's right.
Yes. And he went straight into the house? Without pausing, for instance, by the safe?
I couldn't see the safe from where I was, could I? But he went in.
Quite so. To his patient who is ill upstairs?
Oh, yeah.
I have one more question, Mr. Tidwell. Do you deliver meat at the accused's house?
Yeah.
Yes, and when was your last call there, previous to the 4th of April?
Well, 2 days before. She gets her order regular on Wednesdays.
And do you remember what that order was?
Well, it's easy. Chops, bangers, and wait for it.
Please answer directly. What else?
Liver.
I call Mrs. Eccleston.
Barbara Eccleston, please. This way.
What is your religion?
Church of England.
Take the testament in your right hand and read aloud the words on this card.
I swear by Almighty God that the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
You are Mrs. Eccleston?
Yes.
What are your first names, please?
Barbara Helen.
Yes, and you live at the Elms, number 1 Sherwood Grove, Peascale, near Fulchester.
Yes.
Thank you. Now, Mrs. Eccleston, I want you to tell his lordship and the jury something of the relationship between you and the accused, going back, if you will, to the time when you first came to live in your present house.
We used to see her in her garden and...
Yes?
And in her house.
You visited her there?
We could see her at the windows, looking out.
Ah. And did you exchange visits?
Not social visits. She came in not long after we arrived to...
Yes?
Well, to complain about Bang.
The Alsatian?
Yes, he'd found some way of getting into her garden.
Yes, was that the only time she complained?
No, it wasn't. Well, really, she was always doing it. I mean, well, hardly a week went past. It was about then, I think, that she first complained to the police. They came to see us. After that, we took every possible care. We put a muzzle on Bang when he wasn't tied up and made sure he never went near Miss Freebody's place. It made no difference to her behaviour.
Yes. And would you say the complaints remained at much the same level, or did they increase in intensity?
Oh, they became much more frequent, and vindictive, and threatening.
In what way, threatening?
Oh, notes in our letterbox, waylaying us in the street, saying she would go to the police, that sort of thing. And when we were in the garden, she would go close to her hedge and say things we could hear, meaning us to hear them. Threats and abuse.
What sort of threats, Mrs. Eccleston?
Well, actually to do my husband an injury. She said he wasn't fit to live, and she said in so many words that she'd see to it that he didn't. It was very frightening. We thought she must be, well, not quite right in the head.
Yes. Now, coming to Friday, the 28th of March, was there any further incident?
Oh, you mean the cat? I didn't remember the exact date.
Yeah, but you remember the event.
Oh, yes, I do. Oh, it was dreadful. I was horrified. I was so deeply sorry.
And now, Mrs. Eccleston, we come to the 4th of April, the day when the dog was poisoned.
Oh. I heard it happening. I was in my bedroom. And I got up and looked through the window and saw. My husband shouted for me to come down, and I went down, and by then Bang was dead. My husband told me to ring up Jim Swale, Dr. Swale, and ask him to come at once, and he did.
And what happened then?
They looked in the safe, and Dr. Swale said we should destroy the rest of the meat there in case it was contaminated. So we did. In the incinerator.
Yes. How was the other meat wrapped? In what sort of paper?
Like the other. In newspaper.
You're sure of that? Not brown paper?
Yes, I remember noticing when we burnt it. It was the front page of the Telegraph.
Thank you. And then?
Dr. Swale suggested getting the vet. But my husband wanted him to cope, and he very kindly said he would. I was feeling pretty ghastly by then, so he asked me to go back to my room, and I did, and he had a look at me before he left and gave me one of my pills. I didn't go downstairs again that evening.
Thank you.
I think perhaps I ought to say that there was never any doubt in our minds, any of us, about who had put the poisoned meat in the safe.
My lord, I must object.
It was what had been threatened, wasn't it?
Yes, indeed, Mr. O'Connor. You may not talk about what you think was in other people's minds, madam.
I'm sorry.
When do you think the meat was poisoned, Mrs. Eccleston?
It must have been after the butcher delivered the order, of course.
Yes. Have you any idea of the time of the delivery?
As it happens, I have. The church clock struck 3 just as he left.
And did you hear any sounds of later arrival?
No, I didn't. But, of course, it would be perfectly easy for somebody to watch their chance and slip across the right-of-way. Nobody would see. My bedroom curtains were closed because I darken my room when I have a migraine.
Yes. Had you seen anything of the accused during that day?
Oh, yes. Indeed, I had. That morning, the paper boy delivered her telegraph with our times. I didn't want to see her, so I slipped out by our front gate and up to her front door. I was going to put her telegraph through the flap, when the door opened, and there she stood, stock still and sort of glaring over my head.
That must have been disconcerting.
Oh, it was awful. It seemed to last for ages. And then I held out her paper and she snatched it.
Did she speak?
She whispered.
What did she whisper?
That I needn't imagine this would stop justice from taking its course. And then the door was slammed in my face.
And then?
I went back. And my migraine started.
Yes. Now, Mrs. Eccleston, do you know what happened to the wrapping paper around the dog's liver?
Yes. My husband had dropped it on the ground, and Dr. Swale said it shouldn't be left lying about. So he put it in the incinerator.
And did you notice what paper that was?
Yes. It was the same as the other parcel. The Daily Telegraph.
Thank you.
Mrs. Eccleston, anybody could have come and gone from the right-of-way and through the garden gate and replaced one parcel of liver with another, could they not?
I suppose they could have.
Your husband has a lot of enemies in the neighbourhood, apart from Miss Freebody, hasn't he?
Oh, enemies.
Well, let me put it another way. There have been a number of complaints about the behaviour of your dog, had there not?
None of them threatened to kill my husband. Hers did.
Did other people, apart from Miss Freebody, write letters and complain to the police?
There were some, I think.
Well, how many?
I don't know.
2, 3, 4? Half a dozen? More?
No, I don't know. I don't remember.
Oh, very odd. Now, had the dog ever attacked any of your friends? Dr. Swale, for instance?
Bang was rather jealous. Alsatians can be.
Jealous, Mrs. Eccleston? Jealous? Do you mean jealous of you? I mean, are you saying that, that Bang resented anyone paying you particular attention, for example?
He was rather a two-person dog.
Had Bang ever attacked Dr. Swale?
I think once, before he got to know him.
Because Dr. Swale was paying you particular attention, Mrs. Eccleston?
No, I don't remember about it. It was nothing.
Well, the dog did get to know Dr. Swale, didn't it?
Well, yes, naturally.
Naturally, Mrs. Eccleston?
Dr. Swale is in our circle of friends.
Apart from being your doctor, you mean?
Yes.
On that Friday afternoon, Mrs. Eccleston, earlier in the afternoon, whilst you were lying in your bed in your darkened room, did Dr. Swale come and see you?
I don't know why you... Yes, I'd quite forgotten. He did.
Thank you, Mrs. Eccleston.
As this earlier visit of Dr. Swale's has been introduced by my learned friend, Mrs. Eccleston, I think, perhaps, don't you, we better dispose of it. Now, Dr. Swale, you've told the court, is an old friend and a member of your social circle. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes. Now, was there anything at all out of the way about his dropping in?
No, of course not. He often looks in. He and my husband do crosswords and swap them over. I'd quite forgotten, but I think that's what he'd come for. To collect the Times crossword and leave the Telegraph one.
And did you see him?
I think Yes, I remember I heard someone come in, and I thought it was my husband home early, and I called out, and Dr. Swale came upstairs and knocked and said who it was.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Mrs. Eccleston.
Well, you may go and sit down, Mrs. Eccleston.
Thank you, my lord.
That concludes the case of prosecution, my lord.
Mr. O'Connor.
I call the defendant, Miss Mary Freebody.
Would you please remove your gloves? What is your religion?
Anglo-Catholic.
Take the testament in your right hand and read aloud the words on this card.
I swear by Almighty God that the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
You are Mary Emmeline Freebody of 2 Sherwood Grove, Peascale, near Fulchester.
I am.
Miss Freebody, did you attempt to poison Major Eccleston?
I did not.
You are a practicing Christian, are you not?
Certainly.
And you swear that you had no such intention?
I do.
Now, Miss Freebody, I'm sorry to recall an extremely painful memory for you, but will you tell his lordship and the jury how you first learnt of the death of your cat?
Learnt of it? Learnt of it? I heard the screams. I can still hear them, still, all the time, awake and asleep. I'm haunted by them.
So where were you at the time of the cat's death?
Indoors in my house.
What did you do when you heard the screams?
Well, I rushed out, of course. I thought he must be in my garden. I hunted everywhere. Then the screams stopped, but I hunted. And then I heard that man, that monster, that fiend.
Major Eccleston?
He was laughing, devil. I heard him talking to that brute, and you know what he said?
My lord, I really must...
He said, good dog, that's what he said, good dog.
If you would like to sit down, you may.
I don't want to sit down. Go away.
Miss Freebody, what happened after that? Now, please remember, you may tell the court if you heard people talking. You may say who they were and what you did, but not what they said. Unless, of course, they're going to give evidence or have already done so.
Idiocy, legal humbug, balderdash.
That will do.
No, it will not do. I will not be put down. I will not be told.
Madam, be silent.
Do. I am here to give my evidence.
Silent. Now, Mr. O'Connor, I'm afraid I'm bound to agree with Miss Freebody. Your exposition of the hearsay rules was so inaccurate as to amount to legal humbug. If you must tell the witnesses what the law is, do please at least try to get it right.
I'm sorry, my lord.
Now, Miss Freebody, you will answer counsel's question. What happened after that?
What happened after that? You asked me what happened after that. I'll tell you what happened after that. She talked and he talked and he talked and she talked and then... No! I can't do it.
Now, Miss Freebody, however painful it is, please go on and try to speak calmly.
Out of the air, at my feet, wet, bleeding, torn to pieces, dead.
Yes, now, you are telling the court, aren't you, Miss Freebody, that Major Eccleston had thrown the body of your cat into your garden?
Cruel! Cruel! Horribly wicked and cruel!
Yes, now, please try to keep calm. Now, after that, immediately after that and subsequently, what did you do?
Well, I couldn't at first, and then I did. I buried him. Then I went into my house. I felt desperately ill. I was ill, and then I lay down on my bed.
Yes. You went to bed.
No! I lay there, just as I was, all night. Sometimes I dozed off, and then I had nightmares. I thought that brute was attacking me as it had my little cat. I thought it was coming at me, here. For night after night, it was the same. No, I was afraid to go out. I stayed indoors day after day.
But you sent letters, didn't you, to Major Eccleston?
Well, I gave them to my daily help to post. I didn't go out. I was terrified.
Now, it has been suggested here in court that you were spying on Dr. Swales on his visits to the Elms.
Oh, those two. Didn't care about them. I used to think they were wicked, but they were against him, weren't they? They were making a fool of him. They wanted to be rid of him.
Miss Freebody, you must confine yourself to the facts. You must not put forward your notions as to anybody else's wishes and intentions. Very well.
Now, on the morning of the dog's death, Mrs. Eccleston called to give you your paper, didn't she?
I stood inside the door. I thought it was him with the dog. Then I heard her tear her throat, and I made myself open the door. And there she was, the adulteress. Oh, yes, she came.
Yes. Now, later in the day, did you see Dr. Swale go into the Elms?
Oh, yes, I saw him. In at the side gate, as usual, he always does. And upstairs in the bedroom, she had the curtains drawn, already waiting for him. She always does on Fridays. Oh, yes. I saw him, and he was out at his club playing bridge, poor fool.
Did you see Dr. Swale enter the house?
I can't see the side door. There's a tree and shrubs.
The outside safe, can you see that?
No, I can't see that either, no.
So you wouldn't know if Dr. Swale, for whatever purpose, paused by the safe before entering the house?
Paused? By the safe? For whatever purpose? But you're right. You're perfectly right. Fool that I am, fool. Of course, that's how it was. It was the doctor.
My lord, I protest this is outrageous. You cannot address the court, sir. But this is a mass of slander. Be quiet, Dr. Swale. You know perfectly well that such interruptions are impermissible. Now sit down. Very well, Mr. O'Connor.
Yes, now, Miss Freebody, please answer the question simply and without comment. I bring you now to the death of the dog. Did you see anything or hear anything of that event?
I was upstairs. I heard a commotion. I heard a howl, and then his voice shouting, so I went to the bathroom to look. I saw the dog thrashing about, and then I saw it was dead. I didn't know why it was dead. I was glad. I thought the owner had destroyed it himself at last. But I saw it was dead, and I exulted and gave thanks and was joyful.
Did you see the arrival of Dr. Swale? Miss Freebody? Miss Freebody, may I have your attention, please? Miss Freebody, did you see the arrival of Dr. Swale?
Oh, yes, I watched that. I saw him, the doctor. I saw how surprised and put out he was when he saw the body of the dog. Oh, yes. I saw him just like he is now, and I saw them look at each other.
Yes, what happened next?
Well, she went indoors and he followed, and then after a time they came out and took away the carcass.
Yes, the two men did. Now, afterwards, when you heard about the poisoned meat, what then?
Then I didn't realize. But now... It could have been an accident, couldn't it? The dog, I mean.
An accident, Miss Freebody?
He always has liver on Fridays. She is a vegetarian. They did it between them. They wanted to be rid of him.
This is outrageous, my lord.
This must stop. I demand that she be stopped. May not she mean you? Silence. Now then, this is insupportable. If there is any more of it, I shall clear the court. Yes, Mr. Golding.
Indeed, my lord, how much more of this are we to have? I do protest most strongly, my lord.
Yes, Mr. Golding, you may very well do so. Mr. O'Connor?
My lord, I quite agree. It is not for the witness to advance theories, but the point is apparently not without substance. I have no further questions for the defendant.
Very well. In that case, Mr. Golding.
Thank you, my lord. Now, Miss Freebody, we've heard a great deal about emotions and all the rest of it. Suppose, for a change, we look at a few hard facts. Now, you admit to writing a number of threatening letters to Major Eccleston, the last of which contains the phrase, "Neither you nor it is fit to live. Take warning." Do you agree? Do you agree?
Yes.
Yes. And you've heard the police evidence. A container half full of cyanide of potassium has been found by the police in your shrubbery. You've heard the chemist depose that he sold cyanide of potassium to the previous tenant of your house who used it to exterminate wasps. Now, the container, Exhibit 1, is very clearly, even dramatically marked. There it is. You see it there, don't you? On the clerk's desk.
For the first time.
What? You have never seen it before? Oh, be careful, Miss Freebody. The chemist has identified that container and has told the court that he advised the purchaser to keep it in a conspicuous place. Now, have you never seen it in your garden shed?
My gardener saw that one.
Oh, the gardener saw it, did he? And reported it to you?
Yes, I told him to get rid of it, and so he did.
And when was this?
Oh, soon after I came here. 5 years.
Indeed. And how did the gardener, in fact, get rid of it, as you claim?
I've no idea.
You have no idea. Is the gardener going to give evidence on your behalf, Miss Freebody?
Can't, he's dead.
Silence in court.
And how do you account for it being discovered in your shrubbery in a perfectly clean condition 3 days after the dog was poisoned?
I repeat, the one in the shed was destroyed. This is another one, thrown over the hedge, of course, in my garden.
Oh, we are to suppose, are we, that an unknown poisoner brought a second jar of cyanide with him, or her, although he or she had already prepared the liver and had wrapped it up. Now, why on earth should anyone do that?
To incriminate me, obviously.
Once more into the realms of fantasy, Miss Freebody. I put it to you that no shadow of a motive, no jot of evidence can be found to support such a theory.
Oh, yes, it can, it can.
It can. Well, perhaps you will be good enough to tell the jury...
Mr. Golding, you have very properly attempted to confine this witness to statement of facts. Are you now inviting her to expound a theory?
My lord, the accused, so far as one can follow her, appears to be advancing, in her own defence, a counter-accusation.
Quite right.
Mr. O'Connor, have you anything to say on this point?
Yes, my lord, I have. I must say I have received no instructions as to the positive identity of the person my client apparently believes, most ardently believes to have, or may I say, planted the half-empty container of cyanide of potassium in her garden. My instructions were that she herself is innocent and therefore the container must have been planted. My lord, in view of the way the evidence has developed, I should ask for a brief adjournment that I may see if there are any more inquiries that should be made.
My lord, I submit that the antics, if I may so call them, of the accused in the witness box are completely irrelevant. If there were one jot of relevance or substance in this rigmarole, why on earth did she not advance it in the first instance?
I can tell you that, because I didn't realise, but here now in this court it's been borne in on me, seeing those two together, seeing them, watching them, hearing them, knowing, remembering. There would be murderers, that's what they are.
Be quiet, madam. Now I warn you that you do your own cause a very great deal of harm by your extravagant and improper behaviour. And I now order that you answer directly questions put to you by learned counsel. You may not, as you have constantly done, interrupt the proceedings. You may not, without permission, address the court. And if you so persist, then I shall hold you to be in contempt of court. Now, do you understand? Very well. Now, Mr. O'Connor, in view of the way this case has developed in the introduction of elements unanticipated, as you assure us in your instructions, that you wish me to adjourn?
If your lordship will.
Mr. Golding?
I have no objection, my lord.
Yes. Would an adjournment till 10 o'clock tomorrow morning be appropriate?
Yes,
I
indeed,
should be much obliged.
Very well, then the court will adjourn until 10 o'clock tomorrow morning.
All stand.
Don't touch me.
Now, members of the jury, I'm sure you apprehend the reasons for the adjournment in this, in some ways, most eccentric case, and I do hope that it hasn't caused you too much inconvenience. Now, before we go on, I want to remind you that you are where you are for one purpose only, and that is to decide whether the accused Mary Emmeline Freebody is guilty or not guilty of attempting to murder Major Eccleston. You are not concerned with anything that may have emerged outside the provenance of this charge unless it bears on this single question, the guilt or innocence of the accused. Mr. Golding, you may now, if you wish, continue your cross-examination.
I have no further questions, my lord.
Very well then, Mr. O'Connor, do you wish to re-examine the defendant? And may I say, Mr. O'Connor, I hope we have no repetition of yesterday's irregularities.
My lord, I sincerely hope not. I've no further questions to put to the defendant.
Very well, you may go back to the dock, Miss Freebody.
My lord, I must inform your lordship that Major Eccleston has waited upon me and has expressed a desire to amend some of his former evidence and has asked me to put his request before your lordship.
Did you anticipate anything of this sort, Mr. Golding?
Not I, my lord.
Very well.
My lord, I recall Major Basil Eccleston. I would remind you that you're still under oath, Major.
Yes.
Major Eccleston, is it true that because of certain developments you now wish to amend certain of the former evidence which you gave earlier in these proceedings?
Yes, I do.
And that evidence concerns the identity of the person you believe to have been responsible for poisoning the meat.
Yes, it does.
And will you tell the court who, in your opinion, sir...
My lord, he's dead. Clear the court, Usher, clear the court.
Dead, dead! Smitten down in his sins! Vengeance is mine, says the Lord! Justice is meted aloud!
And I would submit, my lord, with respect, that the evidence is admissible. Oh, my lord, may I review the somewhat macabre sequence of events?
Briefly, Mr. O'Connor, very briefly.
I'm much obliged, my lord. Very briefly, then. My client is accused of putting cyanide of potassium into Major Eccleston's meat. Major Eccleston, who laid the case against her, has since died, and cyanide of potassium was found in his body. Now, there is a strong possibility, indeed an overwhelming probability, that the cyanide was introduced into capsules that the Major was in the habit of taking for a digestive disorder. Indeed, he was seen to take one in this court immediately prior to his death. Now, my lord, I shall, if permitted, call expert witness to show that a capsule containing cyanide would only remain intact for a period of 1 hour. After that, the poison will begin to seep through the container. Now, my lord, Miss Freebody has not been left alone since the commencement of this trial. It is obvious, therefore, that she cannot be held responsible for Major Eccleston's murder. Whoever murdered Major Eccleston, it was certainly not my client. Now, if, as of course we most strenuously deny, she caused the death of the dog, we have to accept the grotesque coincidence of two persons independently attempting to kill Major Eccleston. Thus, my lord, I submit with respect that the circumstances surrounding Major Eccleston's death are admissible evidence.
Yes. Thank you. Mr. Golding?
My lord, I shall oppose the introduction of any reference whatsoever to the death of Major Eccleston. I submit it would be grossly improper to confuse in the minds of the jury two entirely separate issues. Now, the inquiry into Major Eccleston's death is in the hands of the police, and if an arrest is made, there will be another trial in another court under another jury. What will transpire or what accusations will be made is, I submit, utterly irrelevant to these proceedings. I submit it would be irregular in the highest degree to anticipate them. As far as this court is concerned, my lord, may I venture to remind my learned friend that the dog it was that died, and not its master.
What do you say to that, Mr. O'Connor?
Touché, I suppose, my lord.
Well, this is a most unusual case in many ways. The death in the witness box of the leading witness for the prosecution, the man who brought this accusation against the defendant, and the finding of cyanide in his body is the most extraordinary circumstance. Now, I may order the jury, indeed I will order the jury, to put all this from their minds, but, gentlemen, I may do so till my wig rots and falls off my head. They will not be able to do so. But, to get back to the argument, it would be remarkable if two people independently had desired to bring about the Major's death. Thus, if the second successful attempt could not have been made by the accused, it seems to me to be relevant to the allegation that she made the first attempt. I therefore rule that evidence regarding the nature and characteristics of the poison capsule is admissible.
I'm obliged, your lordship.
Well, here we go again, gentlemen. Let the jury be brought back.
All right, thank you. I'll look at it.
Members of the jury, your attendance in this case was interrupted by an extraordinary and very distressing event which in the interval has attracted a great deal of publicity and acquired a certain amount of notoriety. Now, you are, of course, not here to try anyone for causing Major Eccleston's death. You are here for the sole purpose of deciding whether or not the accused is guilty of attempting to murder Major Eccleston. Now, having said that, I want to add one important qualification. If during the continuation of the hearing evidence is tendered that arises out of the circumstances attending upon the Major's death, and that evidence has a bearing on the question of the accused's guilt or innocence, then, of course, I will admit it for your consideration. Very well, Mr. O'Connor.
You are Dr. Ernest Smithson of 24 Central Square, Fulchester.
Yes.
You are consultant pathologist to Fulchester Constabulary.
I am.
Did you carry out a post-mortem on Major Eccleston?
Yes. I found he died of cyanide poisoning.
May the witness be shown Exhibit 6, please. Is that the bottle taken from the Major's body?
Yes. I found it myself in his pocket. It contained capsules of duogasterone and potassium cyanide.
Yes, which suggests that the cyanide had been introduced into a bottle containing tablets of duogasterone.
Yes.
Now, will you please tell the court whether it would be possible to fill capsules of the sort normally used in pharmaceutical dispensaries with cyanide of potassium?
It would be possible, yes.
Yes, in what form would the cyanide be?
In the form of a powder.
And would the capsules be indistinguishable from those filled with a doctor's prescription?
If the prescribed powder was the same colour, which it probably would be, yes. To begin with, that is.
To begin with, Dr. Smithson, could you explain that further?
After about an hour, my lord, the cyanide would begin to seep through the capsules, and that would become increasingly noticeable.
Now, let me get this quite clear. The whole operation, that is, filling the capsules with the lethal poison, conveying them to the intended victim, would all have to be executed within a period of 1 hour before one of the capsules was taken.
Before they had begun to disintegrate, I would prefer to say.
Now, Dr. Smithson, are you aware that from the day before Major Eccleston died, my client was under constant supervision?
I have been so informed, yes.
And therefore could not possibly, for instance, have concocted capsules of the sort that we've been talking about, conveyed them to a person or places outside her own premises.
Obviously not, if she was under constant supervision.
Thank you, Doctor.
Yes, Mr. Golding?
Well, yes, indeed, my lord. I merely beg to remind the jury what your lordship has already laid down. The defendant is not on trial for concocting lethal capsules, and I submit that the evidence we've just heard is irrelevant. I have no questions to put to Dr. Smithson.
Thank you, Dr. Smithson. You may go if you wish.
Thank you, my lord.
My lord, in view of the development of this trial since Dr. Swale gave evidence and in view of subsequent evidence, I asked for leave to reopen my cross-examination of him. I asked for his recall.
What do you say to this, Mr. Golding? Do you object?
My lord, I can find no conceivable reason for this procedure, but I do not object.
Very well, Mr. O'Connor. Dr. Swale, will you go back to the witness box, please?
Dr. Swale, you realise that you are still on oath, do you not?
I do.
Heard the evidence given by the previous witness?
Yes.
Do you agree with it?
I'm not a pathologist, but I would expect it to be correct.
With respect to the deterioration within 1 hour of a capsule containing cyanide?
I have no experience of potassium cyanide, but yes, I would, of course, expect Dr. Smithson to be right.
Yes. Now, Dr. Swale, I'm going to take you back, if you please, to April the 4th, the evening when you were called to the Ecclestons and you found the dead Alsatian. Now, you remember that you removed what was left of the liver that had been fed to the dog and subsequently had it analysed.
Yes.
There were massive quantities of cyanide of potassium therein. Mm-hmm. Now, there was also in the same safe the material for a mixed grill, which had been intended for the Major's dinner that night.
So I understand.
Did you do anything about this meat?
I've already deposed that I said it should be destroyed.
And was it destroyed?
It was. I've already said so.
By who?
By Mrs. Eccleston and myself, in their incinerator.
Has she subsequently deposed after you've given your evidence?
Quite.
Now, Dr. Swale, did it occur to you that this meat, which had been intended for the Major's dinner, should also be analysed?
No, I was simply concerned to get rid of it.
Upon further consideration, would you now say it would have been better to have sent it, or at least a portion of it, for analysis?
Well, perhaps it might have been better, but the circumstances of the dog's death, their description of its symptoms and its appearance, so strongly suggested a convulsive poison such as cyanide. I didn't really feel it
I'm
was
sorry,
necessary.
Doctor, but you told us just now you had no experience
No
with cyanide.
experience in practice. But naturally, in the course of my training, I did my poisons.
Is Mrs. Eccleston a vegetarian?
I believe so.
You believe so, Dr. Swale? But Mrs. Eccleston told us that you were one of her intimate circle. You are also her doctor, are you not?
Yes, of course I am.
Well, then surely you know whether or not she is a vegetarian.
Yes, all right. I simply said I believe so, as one does in voicing an ordinary agreement. I know so, if you prefer it. She is a vegetarian.
Are you in the habit of visiting her on Friday afternoons?
Not in the habit of doing so. I dropped in on Fridays to swap crosswords with the Major.
But Major Eccleston was always at his club on Fridays.
He used to leave the crossword out for me. I visit the Hermitage, a private hospital, on Fridays, and that's close by. I did sometimes, well, quite often, drop in at the Elms.
A cup of tea, perhaps?
Certainly. For a cup of tea.
You heard the evidence of Thomas Tidwell, didn't you?
If you can call it that.
Well, what would you call it, then?
An example of small-town lying gossip dished out by a small-town oaf.
As to what part of his evidence do you refer?
Well, clearly, since it concerns me, to the suggestion that I went to the house for any purpose other than the one I have given.
What do you say to Miss Freebody's views on this subject?
Well, I'd have thought it was obvious that they're those of a mentally disturbed spinster of uncertain age.
Cad! Libel!
Please sit
Murderer,
down.
that's what you are, you're a murderer.
You are not Miss Freebody's doctor, are you?
No, thank God.
Silence in court. Silence.
Now, when you paid your earlier visit to the Elms in the afternoon in question, did you carry your professional bag with you?
I expect so.
Why? It wasn't a professional call, was it?
I'm not in the habit of leaving it in my car.
What's in it?
You don't want an inventory, do you? The bag contains the normal impedimenta of a doctor in general practice.
Nothing else?
I'm not in the habit of using my case as a shopping bag.
Not for butcher's meat, for instance?
My lord, I do most strenuously object.
My lord, this is intolerable. Do I have no protection against this sort of treatment?
No. Please answer.
No, I do not and never have carried butcher's meat in my bag.
Golding, do you wish to re-examine?
No, my lord.
Thank you, Dr. Swale.
My lord, may I speak?
No, Dr. Swale.
I demand to be heard.
You may do no such
It is
thing.
perfectly obvious that the counsel for the defence is trying to protect his client by throwing up a series of slanderous suggestions intended to implicate a lady and myself in this miserable
Quiet,
business.
sir, and leave the witness.
I refuse, I insist. We're not legally represented. I am a professional man who must be very gravely damaged by these baseless innuendos.
For the last time,
I had nothing, I repeat, nothing whatever to do with the death of the Eccleston's dog, nor did I tamper with any of the meat in the safe. I protest, my lord. I protest.
Now, come on, sir. This is not...
Your name is Sarah Gwendolen Miggs?
Yes.
And where do you live, Miss Miggs?
Flat 3, Flask Walk, Fulchester.
You are a qualified medical nurse, now retired.
I am.
Will you give us a brief account of your professional experience, please?
Well, I've had 15 years in general hospitals and 20 years in 10 hospitals for the mentally disturbed.
The last one being at Fulchester Grange Hospital, where you nursed for some 2 years before retiring.
That's correct.
And have you, since the sitting of this court, been looking after the defendant, Miss Mary Pauline Freebody?
That's right.
Now, Miss Miggs, will you tell his lordship and the jury just how your days have been spent since you took this job?
Well, I relieve the night nurse at 8 a.m. and I stay with the case all day until the evening when I'm relieved in the evening.
With the case?
Miss Freebody, my lord.
Well, then why can't we say so, for pity's sake? Oh, very well.
Do you remain with Miss Freebody throughout the day?
Yes.
You never leave her?
Well, those are my instructions and I'll carry them out.
Do you find Miss Freebody at all difficult?
Oh, not a bit.
She doesn't try to shake you off, doesn't resent your presence?
Well, she didn't like it at first. There was a slight resentment, but we soon got over that. And we're very good friends now.
And you have never left her.
Well, I said so, didn't I? Never.
Thank you, Miss Meigs.
Very good friends, and you never leave her. Never? Surely there must be some occasions, calls of nature, for instance, when you do, in fact, part company?
I always make sure of her whereabouts. She's tricky.
Quite.
What exactly do you mean by tricky?
Well, excitable, unstable. She can be hysterical. You have to watch it.
I see.
Nurse Meigs, who engaged you to take this case?
I was rung up by her solicitor.
Yes. Now, Nurse Meigs, you've told the court, have you not, that since you qualified as a mental nurse, you've taken posts in 10 hospitals over a period of 20 years. The last appointment being of 2 years' duration at Fulchester Grange.
That's correct.
Yes. Have you, in addition to these engagements, taken private patients?
A few.
How many?
Well, I really couldn't say offhand. Not many.
Nurse Meigs, have you ever been dismissed, summarily dismissed from a post?
I didn't come here to be insulted.
Answer the question, nurse.
There's no satisfying some people. Anything goes wrong, blame the nurse.
Yes or no, Nurse Meigs? In July 1969, were you dismissed by the doctor in charge of a case under suspicion of illegally obtaining and administering a drug and accepting a bribe for so doing?
It wasn't true. It was lies. I know where you got that from. You got it from him. He always had it in for me, but he couldn't prove it. He couldn't prove anything.
Come, Nurse Meigs, don't you think you'd be well advised to admit it at once?
He couldn't prove it.
Why did you leave Fulchester Grange?
I won't answer. It was all lies. Once there's something said about you, you're done for.
Were you dismissed?
I won't answer.
Were you dismissed for illegally obtaining a drug and accepting a bribe for so doing?
It wasn't proved. He couldn't prove it. It was all lies.
Yes, I've no further questions, my lord.
Mr. O'Connor. Thank you, Nurse Meigs. Have you any further witnesses, Mr. O'Connor?
No, my lord.
Now, members of the jury, let me tell you something about our functions, yours and mine. I am here to direct you as to the law and to remind you of the salient features of the evidence. You are here as judges of fact, and you alone must decide on the evidence you've heard whether or not the accused is guilty of the charge of attempted murder. Now, you may think it plain that the liver that the dog ate was poisoned. And the prosecution say that whoever poisoned that liver must have known that it might have been eaten by the Major and was only given to the dog by accident. Now, the vital question, therefore, you may think is, who poisoned the liver? The prosecution think that Miss Freebody did it. They say she had the opportunity to go to the safe, take the liver out, poison it, and replace it, having, for some reason or other, changed the paper in which it was wrapped. They say she had a motive. Her antagonism to the Major is evidenced by the letters, the threatening letters that she wrote to him. But, say the defence, and you may think this is a point of some weight, the fact that the Major actually died before your eyes of cyanide poisoning, at a time when it was impossible for the accused to have administered that poisoning, is evidence that someone else wanted to and did kill the Major. So if someone other than the accused did kill the Major on the second attempt, can you believe that it was the accused and not that someone who was guilty of the first attempt? Now let me remind you, therefore, that before you can bring in a verdict of guilty, you must be satisfied beyond reasonable doubt that the accused did make this attempt on the life of the late Major. Now, would you please retire, select a foreman to speak for you when you return, and consider your verdict.
All stand. Members of the jury, will your foreman please stand? Just answer this question, yes or no. Have you reached a verdict upon which you are all agreed?
Yes.
Do you find the defendant, Mary Emmeline Freebody, guilty or not guilty of the charge of attempted murder?
Not guilty.
Mary Emmeline Freebody, you are free to go.
Court will rise.